Hello students, in this video we see query string which comes under state management in ASP.NET. Here we in previous video we have already seen state management, session state and view state. Inside session state we have created this login page, and if I am giving the admin's credentials, then this page is opened in front of me, and here is username, welcome username, and there is one logout button. If we go towards the about, then we successfully redirect towards the about.asp. okay, and if we click on logout, and if I click or if I give different credentials, this Ramesh is not now admin, and in front of him there is customer's homepage, and here same functionality we are doing. There is only order one page under this customer homepage, and if we go towards logout button, then session is expired. Now we are going towards the code window and see how QueryString works. Now here inside login.aspx, I am storing this username value inside session. Now I am removing or commenting on these two lines. We are not storing the value of username inside the session now, but by using QueryString we can pass the value from one page to another page. Here what we need to do, the username value we want on the master page. When user gives the correct credentials, then we need to display that username on master page, and for that we are storing this username in session variable. But instead of using the session variable, we can use the query string here. I am declaring one variable username which is of string type, and storing this username value inside this string username. Now we can give the query string as question mark uname is equal to query string we can access by using URL. Inside URL there is a value of username. We can pass the value from one page to another page by using the URL. So this is the default.aspx, and with the help of URL we can pass the query string values. Here I am passing the username value, so I am using here uname as the key, and value is present inside the uname variable. So I am concatenating the value like this here. In this way my key is uname and value is inside uname variable. So this is a whole my URL, and we can access this query string value inside site.master. Now see here there is no any session. Okay, we are not storing the uname value inside the session, so I am commenting to these two lines, and now we are accessing the query string value. So if request.queryString of uname is not equal to null, then we are storing this query string value inside label. So inside label one.text, after welcome we are storing this request.queryString of name value. Instead of session we are using now query string dot to string, or we can close this line. So instead of session we are using here query string. How we can access the query string? when we want to access the query string, use request.queryString, and inside square bracket use key name. And if it is not null, then we can set the value of that query string to label. So in this way we are using query string instead of a session. Inside login we are removing this session code, and default.aspx question mark key value, then key value. In this way we can pass the values from one page to another page by using query string. Now if I run this, I am saving all the code and running this login page. Now this is my login.aspx, and if I give the login ID and password and click on login, then see correct page is displayed and welcome username is also displayed here, and see the URL here, default.aspx question mark uname, which is our key, and equal to username value is displayed here. So by using query string, we use URL to pass the value from one page to another. There is no any variable where we are storing that values. We are not storing such values inside some variables, but we are storing the value inside this URL. Okay, by using key value pairs we can pass the values from one page to another page. But what is the drawback of this query string? What is the drawback of query string? Here Archana is admin, so we are using that query string code inside the admin page only. And here if I click on logout and give the customer credentials, then what happens? See, login. Here we are redirected towards the customer home page, but here is no any query string. We are not passing any query string, only we are redirecting towards this customer home page, and we are not storing any username value, and we are not accessing that username value inside this customer master page. So we are not showing this username inside this customer home page. Now what is the drawback? I am telling you what is the drawback of query string. If we are passing the values from one page to another page by using query string, the whole value we are accessing, or we are seeing the value which is passed from that old page or from previous page. What is the value passed? We are seeing, we can see in the URL. If you don't want to show that value to user, okay, then that security is not provided by query string. Means sometimes what we need, I don't want to show the value in front of user. What value we are passing from one page to another, we need to hide that value. So in that case we are not going with the query string, because whatever the values we are passing by using query string, we are seen inside this URL. So this is not secure. Okay, if the data we are passing from one page to another page is somewhat sensitive or private data, then that data will shown inside this URL. So any user can directly see that the data which is passed from previous page to this page. If you want to hide that value, or if you don't want to show that value on URL, then don't go towards the query string, because query string data we easily see inside this URL. Also we can pass multiple values by using query string. Means we can pass the username as well as role by using this query string. Means we can pass the multiple values from one page to another page by using QueryString. But if the data is general, and if we don't want to show the data on URL, then use a session variable. Otherwise, if the data is not private or not sensitive, it is a general data, then a user can see the data on URL. In such cases, you may go towards the query string. If there is no any issue, if user sees that data on URL, then you may go towards the query string. Otherwise, if the data is private, sensitive, then don't go towards, or you don't use this query string. Instead of query string, you go with the session variable, because session variables values are stored on server, and query string values are stored on URL. Also, this is client based state management. Okay, client based state management is always less secure than server based state management. If you want more security, then go with the server based state management instead of client based state management. Inside client based state management, there is cookies, there is view state, and this is query string, which are based on client based state management, where less security is provided. And inside server based state management, there is session and application variables. So this is the query string. Now again, what is the drawback of query string? This query string value we are not accessing with other pages. Session variables value we can access in all the pages, but what happened, that query string value we are not accessing. Okay, that query string value we are not accessing in all the pages, only request only previous page, and we are redirecting towards the particular page, and in that page only we are accessing the query string values. Now see once again, if I log out and log in once again, and if I log in, only first time, okay, only first time this username AR or username we are seeing. If we go towards the next page, we are not seeing that particular username value, because we are using query string instead of session. Session we can access in all the pages, but query string we are not accessing in all the pages. If we go towards again the default.aspx, but we are not seeing that username, because query string we are not accessing, query string values we are not accessing in all the pages. Only the page here we are redirecting towards the default.aspx, and only at this time we are passing the username value. When user clicks on this menu, there is only the page redirected as a default.aspx, and there is no any query string attached to this menu. So we are not accessing that username here. Only this time, only a user logged in at only first time, the username we will access in that particular master page, and in all other pages we are not accessing that query string value. So this is again a second drawback of query string. By using session variable, we can access that session value in all the pages, but this is not happen with the query string. So this is whole about query string in ASP.NET. Do this practical by yourself and see how query string and session we are using in our ASP.NET website. So see you in next video. Thank you.